Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new Connecticut Guide of this week review. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well, my friends. You have seen the title and the description, so you know I'm taking a look at none other than Cédrat Enivrant by Atelier. So this is Cédrat Enivrant, and it looks like Cédrat Enivrant. And that means intoxicating citron. So let's go ahead and go to the name right now. Don't forget that Cédrat does not mean cedar. I thought it did when I first got into the hobby. Cédrat means citron, and then Enivrant means intoxicating. So this was intoxicating citron. Is it really intoxicating? Stay tuned and find out. So happy Fragrant Friday to you. I hope you are doing well. This is another Atelier. I'm going through the sample set. I've got a few more left, and I really enjoy overall this house. This one has, I'll just tell you now too, this one has a combination that I have grown to really appreciate, and that is the combination of lime and vetiver. I really like the combination of lime and vetiver because it has a refreshing, out of shower, clean vibe mixed with this kind of masculine, professional vibe that I really have come to appreciate. And so this one of course is quite good, and yes, of course that means they've discontinued it. So I'm not sure why they have discontinued it, but I did read where it has been discontinued. So let's get down to the notes, and then I'll tell you what it smells like. So, of course, in the top notes, I'm going to tell you what I got. You can go to Fragrantica and check out all of them. I didn't get a lot of bergamot that was listed in the top notes, but I got, of course, citron, and then I also got. I really appreciate the lime here. The lime is I don't know. Do I want to say the star? I'll say the lime and vetiver combination are the stars, the star players. And then in the mid, you got mint, which is just a nice touch. And then finally in the base, for me, it's the vetiver, and it's not. Tonka's listed. I would not have come up with tonka bean on that. I would not have come up with that. To me, it is definitely a mint, lime, vetiver combination, which I really appreciate. In fact, last week I reviewed Bergamont Solaire, and I did look, by the way, at the pronunciation. I did double check with a French speaker actually, and if it has a silent e, you do pronounce the t. So it is Bergamont Soleil for sunny bergamot. And that one I said, remember, was very sexy for a woman, especially like a summer dress. And I just really appreciated that one for women. You know what this is? I picked these samples out completely at random. This one is really the counterpart, the masculine counterpart to that. Cédrat Enivrant really is exactly the same, only for a man. I find it very, very. I find it to be a sexy, masculine scent. In fact, I wore this on a day that I have. It's Gillette. Actually, I have kind of a cheap aftershave, but I really, really like that aftershave. I like how it smells. I like how it performs on my skin. Whatever. It's a cheapie, but it does smell, quite a bit, especially for the first hour. And I just happened to put. Because I know, how the frag heads always say you're supposed to wear, fragrance-free aftershave and fragrance-free deodorant, so that way everyone smells only the cologne. But it was after a workout. I was at the gym. It was later on in the evening. I was like, all right, so I got to shave in, put in the aftershave, and then I happened to put this on. And I have to say, the combination of the very clean aftershave mixed with this guy really was absolutely sublime, and I really appreciated that quite a bit. This is definitely something that would be perfect perfect for a guy wearing this to work, because it's not too rugged. It's not too beastly. Of course, it's not going to be from this house. So I just really, really like the very clean, crisp, classic masculine take on this fragrance. So it's kind of, again, the male counterpart to the one I reviewed last week. Again, totally at random. So that's really what it smells like. I mean, it smells like a mojito with some vetiver. And you'd say, well, doesn't that sound just lovely? And it does. I have nothing. There's no buts. However, I guess the only but would be they discontinued it, so it's a shame. If you can grab this for less than $100, you definitely should. If fragrances perform well on your skin or clothes, at least, you should also grab it. But I'll get to the bad news in a little bit. And if you watch me every week, you know what's coming when it comes to Atelier. So that's what it smells like. It smells like a very a unique take on an out-of-shower combination with clean, crisp, mixed with a mojito vibe to it. So, I mean, all systems go, right? It's a green light for me thus far. I really like that. So, again, totally random, but it is kind of the male counterpart. I could see a date where she would wear the Bergamont Soleil from last week, and he would wear the Cédrat Enivrant. Intoxicating citron. So let's go ahead and get to the bad news then. The longevity projection and sillage performs par for course for this house, which means pretty abysmal. It's a point of contention for me, and that's what I say. Definitely get this from the discounters. Do not get this at retail for $225 a bottle. I appreciate the business model. I appreciate what they're doing with the higher percentage of essential oils. I really like that. They market it as Absolue Cologne. I love that, but that's where it stops for me. I don't reach for my wallet very often when it comes to that fragrance at that price. So again, you're looking at 4 to 6. Unfortunately, I got closer to 4 on the longevity. About 4 hours is all you're really looking here. Again, though, you can turn that into a positive and say this would be perfect. This would really be perfect for somebody, again, who's working like indoors, like in a professional setting, maybe like in a jewelry store where you are dealing with you're walking toward and away from a lot of people that you don't know, because I think it smells wonderful. And it will never overpower anyone, or it will never, make somebody, complain that you're wearing way too much, that you're bathing in it. You will definitely not get that problem or that complaint from this house. So this would be perfect for a salesman, actually, somebody who works indoors. I don't necessarily see this as really an incredibly, well, I was going to say romantic or night out, but then I just said earlier that it was kind of the male counterpart to the sexy one. So I'll take that back. I see it as slightly more day, but you could absolutely wear this one and for the night as well. So that is the longevity. Now let's go projection. You're going to look at about, maybe a foot from you for about 2 hours at the most, and that's only if you're indoors. So again, if you're commuting by foot on a bicycle to get to work, or if you're on a subway, if you're taking the metro and you're walking outside a fair amount, unfortunately it's not going to do so hot for you. This is really for people who get in their car, go straight to work, and then the work is indoors and it's climate controlled, unfortunately. So projection is pretty bad. And then sillage coming out of rooms. People, like, let's go back to our example for the jewelry salesman again. If somebody's walking towards you or you're walking away from them, you will get picked up for about the first, again, 2 hours, and then after that, probably not, unless you put a lot of it on your clothes. Pardon me again, for those of you who watch me every week, that's kind of the same thing I say for Atelier. This one, actually, I would say is slightly worse than others, though, which is, of course, unfortunate. Perhaps why they discontinued it, I don't know. The Mojito Vibe fragrances always get discontinued, and I don't know why because they sell well, and it's got great reviews. It's one of the best reviewed fragrances on Fragrantica for this house. So, It is what it is, as they say. So let's go with age. I do see this as slightly mature. It's certainly not grandpa-ish, but I see this as more of like I see this as a 30 and up for on age. I see this as more, dressed up, work, formal, gentleman, mature, classic, crisp, clean. I really like it. At that age, perfect for the 20s too. I just don't see that happening a lot. I think most people wearing this will be 30 and up. And then on our unsponsored Lucky Scent continuum, I will say feminine, masculine, unisex, and then I would say this one is unisex, but definitely closer to on the masculine side. So right on the line between unisex and masculine. I think percentage-wise, who will actually wear this? I actually think that you would see about a 75-25 split. I think most people wearing this because they bought it or they got it as a gift that they wanted. They have a bottle, it's a signature scent, etc., etc. I think this would be 75% men and 25% women. A woman could wear this, obviously, if you look at the notes. I mean, mint, lime, citron, it's mojito vibe. I mean, there's nothing really to suggest, in either way. But I just think this one would work better on a man's skin. All right, so that's gender, and then event again. If I had to commit, I would say daytime, but I also like it as a night. But you would definitely have to reapply. So if you wanted to do something like you go to work, and then from work go on a date, you would absolutely have to reapply before going out, and you would have no concerns at all at overpowering your date. None whatsoever with this house. So that would be day or night, but I would say slightly more day if I had to commit to one. And then the season would be, let's go with this is a summer spring. This is definitely has a very, very it's got a lot of pop to it. It's very refreshing, and it's crisp, and I do like that. So I'm going to go with spring, summer. But like I said last week, this would also be perfect for the fall and really the winter. If it wanted you to make if you wanted something to make you think of a crisp spring day, then you could wear this. Actually, I like that about this house is that they're very, very spring, summer, explosive fragrances that I would even consider. You don't associate them with the winter, but I would, as someone who detests the winters, and they last forever here, then I would say that this would be a great one to wear to counteract the seasonal, emotional disorder, whatever it is, when you get kind of blue, you get the winter blues. This would be perfect to counteract that. Okay, so what is the rating that I'm going to give this one? This one is a tough one because, as I said earlier, when I layered it with my aftershave, I really, really liked that a lot, to the point that I was almost moved to give this a 5 out of 5 sprays. That said, the fact that they discontinued it and the fact that it still does not last very long at all, I am going to give this a 3 out of 5. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 sprays. And I'm going to take one off, of course, because of the longevity, projection, and sillage, and the second one off because they have discontinued a great mojito mixed with vetiver fragrance. This is a very, very well done fragrance, actually. Probably the best, or second best at least, fragrance that I have sampled from this house in terms of its blending and combination of notes. That's why I have no idea why it was discontinued. And then after, you know what I'll do? I'll make at the end of the episode here, the bonus feature, I'll make sure I add the parfumé because he's listed, and also I did not check the year, so let me do that too as part of the bonus feature in just a second. I apologize for that. So this is 3 out of 5 for me. I'm grumpy because they discontinued it and it just doesn't last long enough as it should. Other than that, though, this really is a perfect situation for somebody who would like to wear fragrance to work, especially like as a salesman where you're dealing with a lot of people you don't know. You don't know if they would be put off by fragrance. and you don't want something that is too explosive, but you want something that is, refined and clean and crisp. Really like this one. One of the most memorable ones from the house, and it's a shame that I probably won't get my hands on a bottle. Speaking of which, though, I will say for a second time, make sure that you definitely want to grab this. Even though it's discontinued, do not. I would get this under one. I would not spend more than $100 on this one at the discounters. I just would not do it because of the just piss poor longevity. But the inner Eeyore is coming out, so I'll stop right there. All right, so 3 out of 5 sprays. These will be faux. I even tried before I started filming. This is dry as a bone, and so these will be faux sprays, and I will go 1 on each wrist and then 1 on the Scooby-Doo t-shirt. How's that? We got to work in Scoob. Boom. Boom. And boom. Got to do it for Scoob. 3 out of 5 for Cédrat, Enivrant, discontinued, Atelier. I did really appreciate this one. I hope you guys are having a great week. Don't forget to comment about the actual fragrance itself, and if you don't have much to say, of course, the scent of the day. I always look forward to that and checking out your fragrances. Within my collection, I have 4 to 5 that I can think of right off the bat that I have gotten just from your sense of the day. I really do appreciate that one a lot. So I will talk to you next week. Have a great week, and always remember, my friends, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Okay, so welcome to the bonus feature. I did double check, and this sucker is a decade old. This was a 2013 release. It will not surprise you at all that it is a citrus aromatic. And on top of that, the Parfumé, this is the first time I'm reviewing one of his. This is Ralf Schwieger, so it looks like Ralph Schwieger, and it's Ralf Schwieger. And so I'm assuming he's German or Austrian or Swiss, but he could be French near the German border. But that is a German name, Ralf Schwieger. Very, very well done perfume. I would like to, in fact, later on this week, I will check out other things that he has done. You guys know, too, one thing I almost forgot is that, it has, each one comes with a postcard. I didn't get, tons of responses, but let me know if you would like me to send you a postcard, and I will be happy to do so from this house. This is the one this week, and they come with a description, so I'm going to go ahead and read it just like I did last week. And I'm glad I remembered because I do enjoy these. The last week's was spot on as far as the Bergamot Soleil, but this one I'm not so sure. Here we go. As the sun set on the beach, they were all together again, full of emotions they could not stop talking. Had it really been so long? They shared many memories and another round of French 75s with laughter and tears in their eyes. No one wanted the night to end. As the sun rose, it was a sparkling moment of absolute friendship. It should be absolute. I think they just forgot the T. Or maybe they're just trying to make it French. Absolute friendship. Yeah, nothing like that. The description is not spot on for this particular one. I don't see this as like a school reunion. I would not wear this to a school reunion, so I'm not buying really the description on that one, and so sorry I couldn't end on a better note, but keeping it real here at That Cologne Guy. Let me just add this. I guess this is a double bonus feature, but let me just add. I almost forgot my scent of the day because these were faux sprays in this episode. I've been rocking L'Odyssée by Issey Miyake lately, and I just really love that for this time of year. I've had way too many bottles of that one, but I just really appreciate that fragrance in the early spring. So anyway, I wanted to mention my scent of the day, which is L'Odyssée by Issey Miyake.